Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Erin and Dr. Pat. They've actually practiced in Barcelona, which is super amazing. A few months ago, I did their Century seminar here in Dallas, and they're coming back in October, which we're super excited about because one of the best seminars I've ever been to, just talking about dropping in and getting a really good adjusting and mastering your adjusting as a craft. And they're here just to answer some questions that we have as we get prepared for them to come back in October. And super excited.
Thanks so much for having us. We're excited to be here as well.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks, Sabrina. Thanks, Mariangeli, for having us.
Yeah, we were chatting before we started this call, and we're talking a little bit about what are some of the things. It's been 20 plus years for both of us since we graduated. So we forget what it's like to be a student, and we're talking a little bit about what are some of the frustrations, what are some of the things that you're worried about, or they're just not going as well as you'd like them to. And we thought we'd just maybe answer some of those questions and share our insights. So Mariangeli, you were talking a little bit about there's some challenges with things being kind of in the hybrid model and not having, tell us about that a little bit.
Yes. Okay. Well, as we know, COVID has been very hard on a lot of aspects on the world in our lives. And right now we are maintaining a hybrid model of having some on campus or online videos that we have to catch up to be able to be on top of the classes, plus the laboratories, the adjustment classes, the gross anatomy labs. And we have been going through this hybrid model that I feel that has been very difficult in terms of our communication with school, with life, and with everybody around us.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, we didn't have that model, but I can tell you one thing. When I went through school, and I know Patrick the same, is there were a lot of frustrations. There was a lot of stuff going on that was just like, this is such BS. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm fed up. And the thing that got me through it was really connecting to, why did you decide to do this? Why did you decide to become a chiropractor? What is it that you can connect to that's inspiring and that you're excited about? Mm-hmm. Because if we get frustrated about all these details and things we can't really control, and we focus on those, we'll just get more frustrated. But if we can go, what is it? Like, what can I get excited about? And for me, it was always about, my mentors would talk about these miracles they get through chiropractic care. And it was like, they'd talk about these families that their lives were changed, or people that were just completely messed up. And then they'd go to a chiropractor and their life was transformed. And I remember thinking like, okay, it's worth it. Like, I'm going to get through this and I'm going to be able to do what they did, So I don't know about you, but.
Yeah, for me, I think a big part of it is chiropractic school has never been easy. It's always been hard since the beginning of time. And when you get to those points where you're really, really frustrated, I think it is having that clear vision of what you want to do. And it's really, for me, chiropractic has always been about enhancing coherence, certainty, clarity. There's the expression of this intelligence. It's really a core of what we do as chiropractors. Is the core of our philosophy is that there's an intelligence, but when there's this kind of disorganization and you don't have a clear-cut path where you're going, you might learn, say, in one class you do this, in another class you do that. You've got to learn this for the boards. You have to learn this to get your paperwork done. It's so frustrating, as well as just kind of like demoralizing. And so what really drove me and what helped me get through school was staying connected to the big vision. Why are we doing what we do? And what do we actually do as a chiropractor? So for me, and I know you were the same, is why we became best friends immediately. It's because we had the same mentors and we just were obsessive about training chiropractic. Because at the end of the day, like, that's what we do as chiropractors. We adjust people. And so putting that effort and putting that energy in, I think that's the only thing that pulled me through. Because there were times I was like, why are we even doing this?
Yeah.
And just really like, what am I going to do? What is my identity? How am I going to share this with people? How am I going to perform the actual thing that we do? But then how do you even communicate it with people? So that is so essential to keep that front of mind, to keep you pulling forward. That's going to make a big difference.
When things are, you're separate because you guys are, you're not meeting and you're not feeling that connection with the other students. You're not seeing each other that much. Get a group together, and practice. I'm not saying get together and practice adjusting, I'm saying get together and get inspired about chiropractic and about the chiropractic adjustment and practice your analysis and practice your setups and like be obsessed. We had a group, we would meet every single day. And it was at we had a 9:20 break. We'd meet every single day. It was room 257 on the 9:20 break. And we'd meet and our group would meet every single day. And then we get together once a week for 4 hours every Wednesday evening. And we get together and we just practice and get super excited. And that is something that you can't wait for that to happen. It's not going to learn itself. You just have to get out there and make it happen. Don't wait for the outside for someone to say, make this exciting for you. Just go make it exciting. Get a group that's excited and go for it.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Totally.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Cool. So go
That's
ahead.
very important. The connection with what are you doing?
Mhm.
That's a big struggle right now. Like, why am I here? Why do I keep doing this? And it's just about finding our purpose.
Yes.
It is.
You know, Aaron and I were talking about this at lunch. We meet at least once a week and focus on practice, focus on Centropy. And really, we were talking today about, Sabrina, you mentioned dropping in, okay, and being that primary oscillator. And what we were talking about is, if you have this giant insurmountable task of building a practice, of graduating chiropractic school, of doing these things, the one thing that's going to push you forward is being connected to that vision, being connected to yourself. And so you may think, hey, I'm going to meet with people. We're going to meet in whatever room it was you met.
257.
257. There we go. And you think, oh, it's just another thing I got to tick off the box, but it's not. It's the thing that actually fills your cup and gives you the energy to do those other things. So yeah, can't recommend that enough. We do it all the time still.
Totally. Sabrina, are you, can you share a little bit about what you're talking about, some of the challenges in clinic with like, oh yeah. Sabrina, oh, I can answer that. I can fill in for you if you want to.
Yeah, so the challenge in clinic are that we're working under someone else's license, which I understand they don't want us to do anything crazy under their license. It's understandable. So used to what we can do, and they're almost trying to put us in a box. And so there's a lot of people in my tribe that just feel like the same thing, like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? They don't feel like they're being true to themselves because school's pushing them in a direction they don't necessarily feel is right for them. And then it just ends up in a spiral of, I hate this, I don't want to do this. It can lead into testing too, because it's just a whole mindset that is not good.
Yeah, and that is again something that chiropractic students have dealt with since the beginning of time. You're in a regulated environment. You need to have the paperwork right. You're in a learning environment where you're having to do this long exam and these really incredibly detailed notes, and you have to do it under a specific technique system. And all these things are super important, but what can really be great for you guys at this stage is practicing moving in and out. Like, I'm in documentation mode. I have to go get my clinic doc to sign off this. I'm in my head. I'm getting this here. You go back with your people and it's bam, I'm on. I'm with this person and I'm here to adjust them and give them the greatest service I can. I got to do Gonstead. I got to do Thompson. I need to do upper cervical, diversified, whatever that is. You can still apply a lot of the things that we're teaching about how can I connect with this human being? How can I be present in the moment? How can I have a soft touch and be as specific as possible, no matter what technique that I'm doing? So
look at it like a training. If you can go in there and look at this is my first practice, and I'm doing it under these conditions that are way harder than will be in my own practice. I have somebody watching over my shoulder, watching me adjust in a way that I don't want to adjust. It's just a practice. You're just learning, you're growing. And so if you can do it under those harsh, like I'll say harsh, air quotes, conditions, and you can still make it happen and still enjoy yourself while you're doing it, practice becomes much easier. Okay, so think of it as a challenge. Just, I'm going to do this. Okay, it's a game. I'm going to do this. How can I make this happen?
I love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
If we can anywhere.
You cut out just a little bit. Say that again.
If we can do it here, we can do it anywhere.
If we can do it here, we can do it anywhere.
exactly.
You know, and also, you know, hang around each other and hang around other inspiring chiropractors. Go visit chiropractors. See if you can go just sit in their practice every once in a while and watch them, get connected to it, hear the miracle stories. Sit there and just, watch how all these people come in, and they come in one way and they leave with a big smile on their face. And you go, okay, that's why I'm doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually can't speak to that enough because I work as a volunteer in a front desk at an office here in Dallas every Monday, and it's the best way to start my week before I go see patients. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I think here, just as we're going to wrap it up, we want to just keep this nice and short here. I just want to share a quick story, and it's I sometimes share this in the seminars, but it's a really cool story that connects me to what we're doing as chiropractors. And it's about this guy. He came in as a first patient, first visit. And he told me that he's been having some neck issues. And as we got into things a little bit more, he said that he hadn't been sleeping very well. And I was just like, okay, well, tell me more about that. He's like, I just can't sleep. I have terrible insomnia. I have terrible quality of sleep. I'm tired all the time. And I was just like, okay, well, cool. Let's check you, see if I can help you. Took him through the first visit process. And I gave him my very best adjustment that first day, and absolutely nothing moved. It was like bouncing off a rubber tire, like nothing happened at all. And he just kind of looked at me, and I looked down at him, and I was like, all right, that's good for today. And I said, come back tomorrow. Came back tomorrow, the next day. And I said, how'd it go? And he goes, I didn't really feel anything. I said, no big deal, fine. Laid him down, and I adjusted him again. I adjusted his cervical thoracic junction. Okay. And it exploded. It was so loud one side, so loud the other side, crack, crack. And he just looked up at me and he's like, was that normal? And I was like, yeah, that's totally normal. That's fine. He left. And the next day he wrote me a WhatsApp, and we were teaching at a seminar, and he wrote me a WhatsApp, and he said, to our office phone number, and he said, is it normal that I'm sleeping more after the adjustment? And I said, yes. And he goes, okay, cool. And so Monday comes along, I talked to him on Monday, and I said, so what's up? And he goes, I've really been sleeping more. And he goes, can I tell you what happened? I said, yeah. He said, after you adjusted me, I went home. It was 7 p.m. It was winter, so he had his jacket and everything on. I went home, got home, it was 7 p.m. And basically I couldn't even get my clothes off, couldn't get my shoes off, couldn't get my jacket off. I passed out with the lights on. I woke up at 2 a.m. And I looked at the phone, I saw it was 2 a.m. and I texted my boss and said, I'm not coming in tomorrow. I need to rest. And he turned off his phone and slept all the way through the night. And he woke up at 1 p.m. the next day. And so we counted, I think it was 16 hours or something like that he slept. And anyway, he came in, is that normal? I said, that's a beautiful sign and amazing. So what's going on here? Are we just popping people's necks? Are we just getting increased range of motion? Are we decreasing pain? We're doing all those things, but we're doing something so much more beautiful.
So much more beautiful. It's literally, it's changing lives. It's connecting people to themselves. When they get this experience of their nervous system having this shift, and they get out of that just lockdown state, and they come back into that ease state. I mean, man, it affects absolutely everything in their lives and their being and how they're connected to themselves and other people. So it's so much fun. I really implore you guys to just stick with it. You're going to love this because you're going to change a lot of lives. One of the things that we do, and we're so focused about, is we feel like what will really help chiropractors and chiropractic is more people being able to deliver that undeniable experience so that they feel it in their bodies. And the people know that they know, and you let your hands do the talking, and you don't have to sell things as much. You do need to be a good communicator, but you let your hands do the talking. And so we both remember so fully being frustrated as a student with learning, going through clinic, being frustrated with our skill level. Like, how am I going to be able to do this? I've seen people do it. I don't know if I can do it. And what we've done this for 20 plus years. We've obsessed and obsessed and obsessed. And we've come up with something that I really believe is one of the fastest ways to fast track you to a very high level of adjusting. So we take people that are very unconfident, they feel clumsy with their hands are shaky, and we take them to a very competent level very quickly. And then people that already feel really good at it, they feel like, oh, I can move things, start taking it into that level of just mastery, of being more and more connected with that person. And so what we've done, we put this program together, and it's great for students, it's great for DCs, because it is this constant, continual practice. And we've reverse engineered what you need to do so that you can be the best adjuster possible. And we're coming back to Dallas.
Yes. We will be back in Dallas end of October. I think we have a really nice turnout. It's going to be an amazing event. And if it sounds interesting to you, you've made it to the end of this interview, come check it out. It's going to be awesome. And you will be very, very happy that you did.
For sure.
Can't wait to see you on October.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wait, thankfully it's going by fast. It's coming.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we will see everybody. Thank you very much, you two, for taking the time. I know you're busy.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in October.
Thank you.
Peace.